But I'm excited to be a part of the Popcorn for Dinner universe, like a new character unlocked.
Thank you. Exactly. Welcome. And
Yeah.
hopefully we can get you
Exactly.
back for something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exciting.
I'm excited to be back. It's
Mhm.
always a fun time. So
Yeah, it's so fun listening to you guys. You guys sound like you have a lot of fun. It's nice to see
Wait, people actually listen to us.
if there is no Popcorn for Dinner listener at all, then I am dead. Let's just say that.
Hello, and welcome back to the Popcorn for Dinner podcast. Today, as you guessed from the title, we're checking in with our favorite bankers. Are they even still bankers? Maybe there's one banker left. Our favorite degenerates from the city of London. And we are very excited to preview season 4, talk a little bit about what's been happening, season 1, 2, and 3, and just tell you guys why we love industry and sharing your love, but also try and market this show because apparently not everybody is watching industry, which they should be doing. Today, I am joined by Ebuka, who you guys must recognize. She's been here multiple times before. We've spoken about industry, spoken about Succession, and she's one of very few good friends of the podcast. And I have 2 new special guests today for you guys. One of them is Ore, and the other one is Victor. And now there's 4 of us. I wish maybe we should have made this 5, so like there would have been a stand-in for every industry character.
that's
Now
so
that
true.
Now that we're 4, it feels kind of.
I call dibs. I'm Yasmin.
Oh, that's what you're gonna pick.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You would back Yasmin?
Okay.
I need to hear your defense.
Yeah, that's my hill. I'm putting out there now. Like Yasmin, get behind me.
Yasmin is your girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yasmin, get behind me.
Okay, I like this.
I'm gonna
Victor, who would you pick?
need more detail for why.
Harper Stern, always.
Harper.
Harper,
Oh,
Always.
I have takes on Harper.
I don't know.
We all should have takes on Harper.
Everyone
but
should
it
have
doesn't
takes
mean
on
we
Harper.
don't-
Like,
Yeah.
Oh God, what about you, Ebuka?
Absolutely Harper.
Oh my
Harper
God,
is
this
is
babe.
my person I would put in the ring and back any day.
yeah.
Any
No,
day,
no.
anytime.
No comment.
Okay, who are you
No.
backing then?
Me, Robert, man, easy.
Oh gosh.
For what
What
exactly
is-
would
what-
you back Robert?
Rob is our boy, man. Come on.
I feel like
Who's boy?
I don't know.
Even on my rewatch as I was watching the
part of-
show, there's so many little things that happened that we didn't register, and I was like, wow, Rob has really suffered.
Yeah,
apart from being
he
glad
has,
there's
he
nobody on the
has.
show.
I think he is the what's it called? The emotional compass of this show. Like he's the moral.
He's the only one with a conscience.
Yes, he's the moral compass of the entire show, despite the
Well,
fact that he's actually problematic, and that says a lot. I feel like that says a lot about industry as a
The
whole,
moral
rather than
compass of the show?
yes, like for Rob to be the moral compass or the emotional
don't think-
compass. I say
I don't-
moral/emotional compass, but yeah, well, we'll get into that.
Maybe he's one of the only people who has authentic emotions on the
Mm.
show. But as for
Okay.
moral compass, I think by design the show is supposed to show us an entire world with no moral compass.
Maybe emotional anchor is
Okay.
more like,
Fair.
yeah, more what I want to say. No
yeah,
compass.
emotional anchor
Yeah.
is more appropriate. But I'm sort
Yeah.
of glad he's no longer in the show because I just felt like everyone is like very chaotic and Rob is just there like I'm just trying to
Season 3
survive.
put him
So-
through the trenches.
Yeah.
Season 3, he
So-
went through
From
it.
the jump.
I need everyone
Yeah.
to be warriors. Let's know what we're here for, you know? Like everyone's
So,
just like
that's why I said he's the conscience of the show, because it feels
Yeah.
like he's the only one who actually, thinks about his actions and who suffers for even thinking twice before doing things. Everyone else is super selfish, and yeah, man. Sometimes you can tell he's not cut out for this world, especially at the hearing.
Yep.
It was just so funny to see him
Yeah.
scrambling and foundling. And I'm just going to say this really quickly. At that hearing, if I asked someone why they fucked me and they said, because you're
Because you're
fuckable,
fuckable.
I will go back into that courtroom and we'll show who's a real fucker. Then
No,
I'll
but
start. I'll start mine.
but I don't think he
No.
Okay.
realized like how much power he had at that moment because the
Exactly.
company was literally relying
Yeah.
on him. And then Ken is looking at him and it's like, you have to be a company man. And then his response should
Hmm.
be, what am I getting out of this? Like,
Exactly. He
I
didn't
need a
even
better
negotiate
pay.
anything.
Exactly, right? I need better pay. I need a bonus. I'm taking like
No,
this
but
hit for the firm.
corporates sometimes will like break people down to the extent that they actually do become company people. Like Rob is the poster boy for being a company man. I'm just glad that he redeemed himself and actually walked away and followed his somewhat dreams. But he was fully a company man because anyone who isn't would have taken that opportunity and run with it. But he was just like, you know what?
Yeah.
No, I stand this
He was just
company.
like, okay, that's why I said he has a conscience, because he's like, okay, this is the right, I guess this is what I'm supposed to do. He wasn't
Is
immediately
that a
thinking,
conscience
if
though?
that was Harper, oh my God, Pierpoint would be renamed Stern Pierpoint. What?
I think it's
Nah.
also just him understanding the power dynamics, and again, it's exactly who Rob is. Just he's I think right from he's obviously he's from the lowest class from like everyone else. He comes from Wales. He had to get into Oxford by studying geography because not
Geography.
everyone is no, not everyone's going to be studying geography, and he's in this space where that reaffirms just everything he's known about life. And
Yeah,
I
that
think it
he's
probably
he's the
just never
lowest.
occurred to him that, okay, I should be able to get something out of this. I guess he just, okay, this is just my life. This is what happens to me. When he said, because you're fuckable, who said that again? Was it the lawyer? Because you're
It wasn't the
fuckable.
lawyer, but one of the one
Yeah,
of the
when
Yeah.
they
Pierpoint
said because
people.
you're fuckable, it probably just reaffirmed what he's been told
What
or
he thought about
what he
himself.
thought about himself. And I think that was like, if perhaps it was Harper has a different view about life. Her own situation is, despite coming from the outside, it's still, what can I get? Like, it's very unfair. This world is dog eat dog world. I'm going to fuck everyone and come out on top. Whereas Rob doesn't see life that way.
And do
Um,
Yeah.
we know much about Harper's upbringing in the past 3 seasons, actually? Because we talk about Rob's background a lot and like how he grew up affecting how he views the job and, he's just grateful to be there. But we actually don't know much about, as far as I
So
remember,
So
Harper's
we
yeah.
know that
backstory.
her mom was crazy, not crazy in like a mental way, but crazy as in like crazy strict, similar to Rob's mom actually, in the sense that she wanted her children to be excellent. That's what drove her brother to a drug addiction. But her mom seems like one of those hyper striving people. And not to get too much into what they always talk about in the show, which is class systems, but it shows you the difference, as Ora said, between Rob and Harper. Harper believes that, with the right amount of hard work and tenacity, I can become a fucker. Robert,
Mm.
regardless of how hard he thinks he can work, will never see himself as being able to ascend to a class level by pure hard work. It's like the American versus British way of viewing
Yeah.
money
Yeah, that's
and
very true.
power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true.
Uh, After that nice little detour talking about one of our number one boy, Robert Spearing. That's a popcorn for dinner recommendation. I feel like MK doesn't agree. But now we would like to recap the seasons so far, or I would like us to know what everyone's thoughts are on season 1 and 2, and then we can do a more in-depth discussion on season 3. So I will start with Yore. What were your thoughts on season 1? How did you feel coming into this show, and what did you
Yeah. So
learn about these characters in
I'm
season
going
1?
to go, that Drake meme where it goes like, this did not happen without us. Like, we got here first. Yeah. So that was me when in
Yes.
COVID, when industry
Mm-hmm.
came out. It was this BBC show that wasn't getting a lot of traction, but it just felt like me. And it was like, it was also marketed. I mean, I wouldn't say marketed, but a lot of people called it finance euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
And going back and watching season 1 and looking at these fresh faces, but I felt like that season was such a great start, of great foundation, because the best part about industry is just the characterizations, like using something as, would I call it complex or banal? Yeah, banal and complex as finance to mirror humanity and human beings and show like how flawed and complex we are. And season one essentially does that. It also is very like perfectly encapsulate like what it's like working in as a grad in London. And
Really?
yes,
Is that what your life is like?
well,
Because
yeah.
okay,
Well,
okay.
like obviously, like some parts,
Perfectly
like leave some things
encapsulates is
to
an
leave
interesting.
some things to be desired, but like there's mainly like just how intense and it feels like
Mm-hmm.
your entire world is dictated or you're this pawn in this industry, and it's it was a great season. But you also see the difference in budget and also
Mm-hmm.
just in the characters as well when you transition to season two. Like the lighting is better obviously, but also the storyline and dialogue, it's just perfect. I feel like season one was a perfect
Intro.
way to take the show to transition, like perfect foundation.
You know, the funny thing is like Conrad and Mickey have said that season one to them was more about showing people the vibe of
Mm,
the show, like what the show could be like. So they kind of tried to touch on, you know, everything they would want to show without it being, they don't think it was really good, which
mm,
is interesting, you know, but it was enough for them to keep it going
mm.
because people didn't watch Industry in season one, which I was surprised about. I saw some stats. People were not watching that show, which was
Yeah.
surprising to me because it's so, in my opinion, I thought it was really propulsive. Like it took me 20 minutes to be like, oh, I'm locked in to this.
Yeah.
And just like you, I started
Yeah.
it during lockdown as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually watched
Um
it out of curiosity.
yeah.
Yeah, I watched it out of curiosity when I was in banking. I remember someone
Okay.
who I worked with who had come from Morgan Stanley was talking about, I think loosely there was some involvement from MS in the writing or producing, I'm not sure
Oh.
which one. And
Oh yeah.
so I remember hearing it was coming. And so as soon as it was out, I was like, I need to
You need
see
to
what these
watch it.
guys are, how these guys are representing us on TV.
Oh my god, that is an interesting thing that we will get into like in little bits here and there because I know
Mm,
for a fact, like everyone knows by now that Conrad and Mickey. When I reference Conrad and Mickey, this is Conrad K and Mickey Down, who are co-writers of the show. They used to be in banking. They spent, I think, combined 3 years in banking, and they still have a lot of friends in the industry. And aside from that, it's very interesting how much of their real lives is in this show, which we'll get
Mm,
into later. But season one, you know, we're introduced to the vibe, these five characters trying to make it in this big dark world of finance. And that's probably the one where they maybe had the most experience because they left banking really early. But Victor, in season two, how did you feel about how the show grew? Because I feel like we're all in agreement that it grew. How do you feel about season two? Any changes that you loved or anything that you want to highlight about how season two went?
So as Ori said, about season two, I think there was most obviously a bigger budget. So the production was much better. It didn't feel like a baby show anymore. It felt like HBO started taking this thing seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, in terms of like the screenplay, like the plots and the characters, I think it was more about adaptability in like this new world. Yeah, there's no longer, what's it called, Riff?
Yeah, no riff.
Yeah, exactly. No more riff. Like you're not like walking on thin ice anymore. You're trying to like establish yourself in this new industry. And it was season two, right? Where Harper was living in a hotel for like weeks. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Was that
this is
two?
like
Yeah,
that
that
was
was two. Where she
that was
post COVID and she was living yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is like new levels, right? It's like making money. It's just like, So, so I think what the writers tried to do was just show how the industry works when you're no longer like
Okay.
fighting for survival and you're trying to like
Exactly.
establish your place. And then I think Alpa realized this early on, and then she realized she just needed someone major, like a major client, right, to bankroll her. And once she has that person, then she could literally call the shots, which is exactly what happened with Jesse Bloom. And
Mm-hmm.
that was such a chaotic relationship. And I think it's just very like which is also why I like industry so much because it mirrors the real world so much because in the real world, in these corporate spaces, like Harper said this clearly, you don't say no to biz in hand. Like once you have a
Yeah.
client, once you have someone bringing in money, once you have like someone generating money for the firm, like you're good, you're fine.
There's a contract in this place, and Rishi
Exactly,
has exploited that. It's like, as long as I'm printing
absolutely,
biz, I'm good.
exactly, right. So and I think season two captured that very clearly, and even when they were trying to like show up and go to other firms, they're basically saying, okay, what are you bringing to us? Like, what are we benefiting from this? Eventually, how everything wrapped up, and some people got asked, and Appa got asked. It's all transactional. So it was just a game of transactions. Same with Felim and like his relationship with Eric as well. Still very much transactional.
I think that's one really interesting thing if you connect the dots between one and two, whereas one is almost slightly, aspirational. Like, hey, look at this fun world of finance, and these guys are hustling not to get fired. Oh, cool. Like, let me
Yeah.
peek behind the curtain. And then season two is showing you that, hey, this is a real cutthroat world, right? Like, it's not even just the institutions that are fucked, it's the people as well in these
Yeah.
places that have been fucked. MK, you how do you feel about season three? Not just in comparison to one and two, but the places the story went and the things that happened. I'm excited to hear this.
Yeah, I think the entire show has been going through a gigantic crescendo. And so, Ebuka, I love that you framed it as like season one was showing you the firm is a mess, season two was showing that the industry is a mess. I think season three is actually showing the chaos of life. If you think about every single character, they all had their own huge story. And I think everything, even though there's the IPO,
Mm-hmm.
everything was centered far away from Pierpoint. And
Yeah.
it even shows in how things resulted for everyone. Everyone's kind of, it doesn't exist for anyone in the show. So I will start with Rishi because I think he had the most chaos out of everybody. But like a whole gambling addiction, like boss chasing you and like murder. It introduced so many new themes to the show, just Rishi's
Mm-hmm.
storyline alone. Then obviously Yasmin again. In fact, sorry, I can't believe I said Rishi had more chaos. Yasmin and the whole like, you kill your dad? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, kind of a little bit, but kind of unintentional, but also quite intentional. But it was just a whole mess. And again, showed the complexity of like the family relationship, also assault, also potentially like assault on children. Like there was a lot with Yasmin's story again. Like Harper is always somehow just focused on corporate and not really delving into her
Her
personal life,
life.
apart from her brother a little bit in I think that
Mm-hmm.
was season two. But even then with Harper, it's no longer about Pierpoint, apart from what you can gain from Pierpoint. But it
Yeah.
wasn't like, no one's fighting to stay there anymore. Apart from Eric. I think that was a huge transition between the other seasons and season three, is that people were really not fighting to stay. Um,
Yeah.
Rob had completely given up. By the
Life
end of
beyond
it,
Pierpoint.
yeah, it was pretty much life beyond. Well, it was prep for life beyond Pierpoint.
Yeah.
And I think I know we will talk more about season four, but I think it gears us up perfectly towards season four, where I think it's literally going to be life beyond Pierpoint.
There is no Pierpoint anymore.
Well, yeah,
And
exactly.
Our
yeah, I
Mirage.
feel like
Fair points, our Mirage
our,
are like
our Mirage Pierpoint. I
Yeah.
feel like what you said about season three being so dense is probably where I stand, because this show has always been propulsive, it's always been dense, but season three, there was so much packed into it that, and I remember, I feel like we spoke about this on Popcorn for Dinner when we interviewed Conrad and Mickey, and we said that for most other shows, or the kind of show this show was in season one, right? The IPO would be the thing you're building to. But that literally happens in episode two. And
Yeah.
that storyline dies and finishes in like episode three, right?
Exactly.
There was
Yeah.
I was watching season three and I was rewatching scenes that I just watched again. Like I would literally watch because there was so much
no.
packed into it. Like
I
Kenny
actually
randomly came back. It was just
I had to watch each
Yeah.
episode twice during that
Yeah,
period.
that's how dense season 3 was. And I love them for it, but season 3 feels like, and this is something interesting. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are, but for me, I thought season 3 was going to be the final season of this show. It felt like that. It felt like everything that the show had been building towards was season 3. Like they touched on, you know, something crazy happening in finance, something crazy happening in your personal life, something crazy happening in politics. They touched on everything. And I felt like this was them getting ready to say, we've delivered 3 great seasons, but we're happy that they got, you know, more
Yeah.
leeway and money from HBO to do more. At
It
this
also,
point, I don't even. Sorry, you go.
yeah, I was just gonna say that it did feel like there were endings everywhere, like career,
Mm-hmm.
friendships, even pair
Exactly.
points. It felt like proper closure of the trading floor. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, there's still some unresolved power dynamics, I think, and many some, I guess, like the future is still like Harper in New York is a big deal. Like Harper going to New York
That
because
that's how they've gotten a lot of money from HBO
yeah,
because if they're
no,
actually going to
yeah.
shoot in New York.
Yeah, if forget like from a production level, but I mean for
Mm-hmm.
Harper's character, because from
Yeah,
season one, she was really adamant of not
not
going
to
back
go
to
back.
yeah, I don't want to go back to New York. I hate my mom. I don't know where my brother is. Season two, Berlin, she finds her brother and she says, okay, maybe we can go to New York. He's like, fuck you. I don't want to go to New York with you. I hate you. And she says, okay, you know what? There's no life for me in New York. When she and Rishi and Eric do their like their little
They
coup attempt, their attempt at
yeah,
a coup, and then it was going well until was it
New
Adler?
York was brought up.
Yeah, New York was brought up, and they're like, oh yeah, it will make sense for this to happen in New York, and she's like, no, and that's what gave her the MO to fuck Rishi. Well, yeah, and she ends up.
Literally and
Yeah, that was
figuratively.
literally
Yeah.
what. Yeah, actually, that was what made her fuck Rishi. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, literally and figuratively. And so I think her going to New York will be a big deal, like just from a Harper. Like I think we might get to see her mom or her relationship with her
Yeah.
mom. We might get. I know MEK mentioned we don't really know a lot about Harper's personal life. We've been drip fed, season one, season two. It's funny because when Harper first mentioned her twin brother, I thought she was lying. I just thought, okay, you're obviously just saying that. But when this show was actually when we went to saw her brother, I was like, okay, she actually has a twin
Mm-hmm.
brother. She's just not lying because this looks like someone that just lies for sport. So I think it would be really interesting to explore Harper in New York. And also
How
to be
but
interesting
do
to
you
see
see
the
your
production
reputation
happening in
on
New
the
York.
streets? Okay, so what is everyone's favorite episode of season 3? If you can pick. If you can't pick, is fine. But
Yeah.
Vic, what's your favorite episode of season 3?
Um, yeah, I think mine will be Useful Idiots, just
Okay.
because of Eric. I think Eric is my favorite
Mm-hmm.
character from last season, which is very controversial. But I mean, I still have so much love for Harper, but I think a big part of season 3 was looking at Eric's journey.
Arc.
First
Yeah.
episode, he became a partner, right? And then we
Mm-hmm.
saw his name was America, which is so
Which
Oh
hilarious.
is
yeah, that's my favorite detail from the entire season. America, Alvin, Eric.
Yeah.
Alvin
oh my
Tao,
god.
rather. America, yeah.
So,
Alvin Tao.
and we see him, and then we see his friend who got into the industry with him calling him
Mm-hmm.
essentially DII, and it's like, oh, that's a joke. That's a joke, right?
Yeah.
And but we can see that deep down, Eric is aware of these factors. And then towards the end of the season, he realizes that in order to actually become a kingpin in this industry, it needs to
Mm-hmm.
be as brutal as ever. And which is why he did what he did, right? So I think seeing him process all those emotions in real time and deciding to literally backstab his friend who had like a
Mm-hmm.
mental who had like a serious, like life-threatening illness. And even when he found
Yeah.
out he died, his response was like, "Oh,
Oh,
No,
oh,
he
right.
forgot his friend's memorial.
I'm telling you,
yeah, exactly." Like,
Shakespeare could not have written that kind of betrayal ever.
no,
Like it
it was
was one
so
for the books.
insane.
Yeah.
Like he had no idea he actually died. That's how crazy it was. It was like,
No,
it
he
was,
knew. He knew he died. He just
Yeah.
knew. He
He
just
just
forgot the
didn't,
memorial.
yeah, about the memorial.
oh, that's true. He
He knew he
knew he
died.
It's
Yeah.
died,
us.
but
We
he
didn't
had
know.
no
We didn't know
plans
he
to
died.
attend.
Like
It's like,
we
oh,
found
right,
out he
yeah.
died, and yeah, in
It's
that
Yeah.
like, oh,
moment,
yeah,
but
of
he knew.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking at that with Eric was just like, wow, this is literally the industry. And then my favorite scene was when the cinematographer was in his bag, when Eric was literally behind him, and it's like the company does not suffer. Like you should get some
Oh,
rest.
And
yeah,
then
the institution does not suffer.
The institution
and
does not
Adler
suffer.
realizes, spend some time with your family.
Spend some
You
time
Yeah.
with
know.
your family, the
Oh
institution
God.
doesn't
Okay, I'm
suffer.
I'm going to keep that. We'll do favorite episode and favorite scene.
Yeah. I listened to the Conrad and McKay episode of previewing that, of Popcorn for Dinner previewing that episode. And I think I always keep in
Hmm.
mind when they said it's 12 Angry Men. And it did feel
Yeah.
like 12 Angry Men.
Fuck. That was an episode.
My favorite episode from season 3 is it, when they go to Switzerland for COP.
Oh, okay.
What makes that episode crazy was we get to see. So Harper is sick of being Petra's executive assistant. She chooses to be terrible. She's terrible at organizing her diaries, like she mentioned. She's seeing this as an opportunity. Okay, you want me to start. She actually pitched the hedge fund idea, I think the previous episode, to Petra. And Petra
Hmm.
is like game, and she's like, okay, I have to make this work. I am a trader. I'm not a freaking executive assistant. So you see her actually working. She sees Yasmin and she's like, introduce me to these guys. I'm trying to poach them. And then she also uses Yasmin to get I believe the
Track.
the track, which
Yeah.
was so insane. And you can see, like, because it's funny, because I'm like, you see, like, I know she's going to ask Yasmin, and Yasmin is going to just give it to her because Yasmin is none the wiser. She's on her bed eating Toblerone. She has a face mask, and she's like, oh yeah, you could actually just get it from this person. And but what I appreciate about Yasmin, because yeah, okay, she did give it up, but she was smart about saying, okay, you know what, if you're going to get this, make me the broker, the lead broker for
Yeah.
your hedge fund, which again makes sense. Like, she's pretty smart.
Yasmin got better in season 3.
Yeah, she
Like she
did.
handled herself. Yeah.
But anyway, the main part is they go to COP. Eric, and this is the first Eric and Harper standoff after Eric fucked her at the end of season
Hmm.
2. So it's the first actual interaction, obviously barring when she called him and she's breathing on the line. So this is,
Hmm.
she is saying, oh, look, I am in your space. You didn't get rid of me, and I'm going to come for everything you love and hold dearly. And she stands up and she literally fucks everything up. Everyone, like
No.
everyone is
I
like the
I
cop
still
episode.
cannot believe she did that.
Like
Just
I
one,
still
everyone is
cannot
like,
believe she
yeah.
did that.
just one second.
Yasmin,
All right,
yeah,
all right, just one second. I remember watching that episode for the first time. I paused
yeah,
my
Hmm.
TV. I was like,
Yep.
yeah.
Everybody
I,
did the
I,
same
Everyone
pa-
did
thing.
the
I said
same thing.
I cannot
Everyone
watch
did
it.
the
I,
same thing.
I paused
Like
my
I literally,
TV. I was like, oh my God, like this
she
is
did
Yeah,
not
like,
just say
insane.
what I think she said.
yeah,
Something about some struggling American
yeah.
salesman.
She's like, oh,
You know,
this is
this was the best part. Is
ideas
that like
first.
every sentence she said made my jaw drop lower. Because first she was like, Petra and I have come to establish our own fund. I said, huh? Then she
Yeah.
said,
She's just so
Then she
badly
said, "This is
behaved.
you're holding an ideas first for something you don't even believe in or something." And then since
oh
Pierpoint
god,
has then published um a
hold.
hold, which is tantamount to a sell, right? And it literally everyone's like, "Whoa!" And then obviously that
My favorite
behavior,
thing about this,
yeah.
she didn't even have a question. She just
Yeah,
wanted
she
to fuck
just
them.
like
Yeah,
literally that's literally
exactly.
it.
That was the worst
She
part.
didn't like literally my notes were, you didn't even ask a question, babe. You just had an observation. And obviously she fucked Petra because now Anna had no idea that Petra
Yeah.
wanted to leave. And then Petra is obviously fuming and she's like, this was a bad idea. Petra literally did not, she had even told her not to get her the
Mm-hmm.
Future Dawn's track from Pierpoint, because it's kind of like ethically, it's not good ethics, I think.
Yeah.
It's ethically wrong. And then we get Petra and Otomo saying like they're interested because she did
My
something
guys.
ballsy and ESG is a fad and
That
no
that
one
was a
should
really
be
good episode. That
yeah,
was a really good
yeah,
It
and
episode.
was.
and then it gets better because after that we then have the actual face off between Eric and Harper. But before that, when Eric is paying 20K to a hooker, and then she says you're an old man, and he says, but I fuck good though, or something. I fuck like a
So
young man though, or
Do I
something like
fuck like a
that.
young man? I fuck like
Yeah,
a
and then
young man, right?
I
Yeah.
fuck like a young man, right? And then him using Robert's name, and then getting to the table, Harper's there, Petra's there, Eric comes, and she's like, "Oh, something, something. I need you to pick up every call. You will be at my beck and
yeah.
call." And she's like,
First class,
look
first
at
class
me, look at
service.
me, Eric,
I'm so
Eric." And then
uh,
she's like, "Your face is shimmering."
it's
And
so
it's the
funny because
glitter from the hooker. And that episode was just chef's kiss. Like I could go on and on. Obviously, they get back on the plane and we get to see that Eric and Robert know that Harper is, well, not Harper, but Yasmin is now in a sexual relationship with Henry Mark. And I think that's how it ends. Yeah. So
I watched that scene
yeah,
with Harper and Eric, and every time I watch that scene, I come away impressed by both Eric and whoever wrote that scene
yeah.
because I can feel the anger in Eric in that scene. Like the way
That
he literally refuses to even look
he
at her.
wasn't. He
Is
refused to
like
acknowledge
he was
her.
vibrating.
I
Oh
He
my
think I
god.
think
refused to
I think it
acknowledge
started
her.
that entire scene started with Eric asking what's the name?
Petra, do you
Petra. I was
know
like, do you
Do
what
know what
you
you're
you're
know who
dealing
dealing
you're
with?
with?
dealing with? Do you know what? He
I'm
was
so
like,
sorry.
and then
I'm so sorry.
Petra's like, she's right here. You can
Yeah,
speak.
that's so
It's not right.
disrespectful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's disrespectful for you to speak to her like she's not here. And he's like, do you know what you're working with? Like,
I don't even like Harper, but I can't lie. Having a reputation like that, where people 25 years older than you are scared
I
of you. They
scared.
say,
Like,
"Do you
bro,
know
why
who
why
you're
are you
working with?"
beefing a 50-year-old man? Why
No,
is your
I'm sorry.
off a
She's
50-year-old
No,
man?
you
she.
guys,
she
I think Eric deserved more from everyone last season. Like
wait,
his
wait. We'll
performance.
we'll get to Eric,
Okay,
which I
okay.
think we'll get to Eric in a bit when we do the character by character thing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah,
it's
that
that
was my episode of my favorite episode, and
season three has.
that scene, the where
Mhm,
where she tells, "Look at me, Eric, your face is shimmering." That's my favorite scene. Like
mhm.
chef's kiss. Like when I first watched it, I rewatched that scene like 5 times, just going back, Eric, look at me. It was
Look at me.
perfect.
Season 3 had so many good episodes that I think if I had to pick, I think my pick would be Useful Idiot as well, just because I love a bottle episode, the same way
Yeah.
you like an episode where people leave. But just for some variety, I
Yeah.
will pick the episode that I rewatched immediately I finished watching it, and that is what's the name of the Rishi episode? White Mischief.
White mischief. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god.
right.
Yeah, that episode was a ride and a half. Right now, do I even have a favorite scene from that episode? I feel like, oh god. Yeah, that episode was a ride and a half. I don't have too many, like, you just have to have seen the episode to know how much of a roller coaster it was. And
It,
unfortunately, my favorite scene of the entire episode, as everybody knows, is it's when Rishi comes and he's fucking beaten up, destroyed. And that is the day that the markets turn for him and he starts making money again. And everything flips around. And security are literally right there. And as soon as he makes back money, the person he just insulted, the person who was just racist to him, was the person who helped him get out of his bet to make some money. Oh God.
Mo Salah.
Yeah, exactly. They literally just almost came to blows. And suddenly he's the one saying, like, I need a buyer. And the person is telling him, oh, I can
So,
give you this price. And
so
he's like, yours.
You're
The trading
I
floor,
remember
man.
being on the edge of my seat.
Exactly.
As long as you're making money, you're fine. Your bad behavior is
if there's
excused,
if there's
right?
money on the table, bro, the security guys came. He sent them away. He was, and then Eric was not even telling them, "Please, I'm so sorry." Go.
You know when you're watching an episode and you're shouting at the character and you're literally like, "Don't do it, don't do
No,
it, don't do
Rishi
it."
almost killed me
That
so
scene
many times.
with the brown envelope going into
When he goes back,
that brown envelope scene, as I saw him going in, I was like, "You can't do this. Like, you cannot do this,
go
Rishi,
home to
please."
die. Go home to die, and I like go home to go and
no,
finish the
man.
cricket place you're doing. Yeah. I think
I don't even.
I think when the episode started and we see, I think for me, I get repulsed easily, especially when I say something really disgusting. It stays with me, and that Rishi episode stays with me, not for reasons I think, but just because of the opening scene, where and I think it's not the first scene, but
It's one of the.
yeah,
It's one of
one
the
of the
first
first
scenes.
scenes
I
where
know what you're going to
he's
say.
taking,
Oh god,
he's
that
like
scene
the
was
camera
so
starts with
disgusting.
the urinal. And then I
Yeah.
love and I think is I have a love-hate relationship with that scene because it's shot perfectly. It starts with the urinal, and then it goes to
The
his
blood
phone.
drip.
No, before the
Yeah.
blood drip, it
The
goes to his
phone.
phone watching. Now we
Porn.
come to know it's Sweet Pea Golightly's OnlyFans, and then pans to his son, his baby, and then blood dripping, and then goes back to the phone and he tried to pay him for more and it gets declined. It's like when I saw that like entire track, I was like, oh, I know what we're about. This is Uncut Gems right here. Like this is going to be a ride. Like this was insane.
Uncut Gems is such a good comp. MK, do you have a favorite episode from
I
season 3?
do. I have
And a
to
favorite scene?
say, White Mischief, so your one was my
Okay.
runner-up. But
Okay.
my favorite episode, and I was hoping no one else would say this, but then I was also kind of like, there's no way that this is not everyone else's favorite. So I'm shocked that none of you chose this.
Okay.
It's
Oh, so
episode 6.
it's a brand new one. What's 6 again? 6
Episode
is
6 was
Nikki Beach.
Nikki Beach.
Oh, that
That
was my
is the
runner-up.
most
Oh my
important.
god.
That was my
the one where they
runner-up.
exchange slaps?
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
that's
most
the one.
important
Yeah,
episode
that's the
of the
most important
whole
episode
thing.
actually.
That is the
Oh.
episode where you find out that like how exactly Yasmin's dad died, which
And
we've
Pierpoint
been
are
building
fucked.
up towards the
Yeah.
whole time. That's the episode where it's so exciting. It's like a corporate, almost like a road show with Yasmin with Harper going around to all the different banks, trying to get all this ESG data and eventually getting the information from Yasmin to like fuck her over. And then we actually see the full blow up between her and Yasmin and the slaps at the end and the monologues, like both of them.
Yeah.
I've rewatched that slap like 3 to 4 minute stretch
Yeah.
multiple times just to get inspiration because the creativity. Yeah, not for slapping, but inspiration of just like creativity.
Slap
Yeah.
Like
inspiration.
imagine the well, also slap inspiration to be honest, because it was really serious. As in, I was also watching to learn like, okay, if someone slaps me, this is how I should brace my face, because the way when Harper slapped Yasmin didn't flinch. When Yasmin first slapped Harper, Harper's head swiveled around. She grabbed her
Yeah.
face like, ha! She couldn't believe it. But
Yeah.
Yasmin was like, actually, you guys think I'm some victim and some soft
Yeah.
babe. Like, I am tough, because she just acted like nothing
Okay.
happened. But that's obviously a highlight of the episode.
Yeah.
But also the scene of Eric coming to stand in front of Harper and scream.
Yeah.
Like, there was just so much that...
It was like, oh, you have daddy's
guys.
attention now.
Yeah, that episode was packed with a lot of like confrontation. Like
Yeah. It was
that's a good. Yeah,
was
you're right.
season finale like.
Yeah,
It's almost like everything that happened
Even
at
the
the
way
end
Eric
was...
fired Yasmin on the call.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
And it was like,
exactly.
you know what? I'm not gonna miss words.
Don't-
Your friend
Actually,
fucked
she
you.
fucked you. She fucked you. She's like, oh yeah,
Oh my God.
don't bother coming in tomorrow. And she's like, oh yeah,
I-
I'm fine. I'll just take the day off. And he's like, no,
And said,
you're
no.
done.
No.
Okay,
You're
I have
done.
an important question to ask, right? And we'll go around and we'll just do quick fire, right?
Uh-huh.
Who do you think won that argument, confrontation, insult exchange All right, who do you think won? Yasmin or Harper?
I'm backing my girl
Go with your
Yasmin.
hearts. Okay.
I'm backing
Okay.
Yasmin.
Okay,
Yeah.
who do you think won?
Absolutely Harper.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
1-1.
Yeah.
Vic, who do you think won?
I think Harper, because she was right.
Oh,
What?
okay.
They
This
were
is
both
But
interesting.
right.
Harper, but
They were
Okay,
both
Harper's
so
right.
right.
this is so interesting because I think Yasmin destroyed Harper.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to go too much into it, but I feel like everything Harper said about Yasmin was perception, and I feel like everything Yasmin said about Harper was like,
No, I don't
nigga,
think
you're
Exactly.
so.
actually a fucked up person.
I don't think
I
so
don't
because
agree.
And
because
I don't agree.
we look at the background, right? So
Mhm.
Alpha fucking Yasmin over. To be fair, she tried her best. But
Yeah,
Yasmin was just dumb. Like, can we be serious? She literally tried her best.
But it's also,
I've-
come
She
on,
convinced her boss.
it's the day her dad, she found out her dad's body washed up ashore. Like, it's the day she went to identify his body. Like, she was grieving, she was haunted by the press. Like, she was, like, she had just identified her dad and realizing just, she might be culpable she's worried about being found out being culpable with father's death. Like, and then Harper also did not approach her. Like, she realizing that, okay, I wasn't you didn't see me as a friend, or you couldn't even humanize me. And I think that Yasmin has been struggling with the entire from season 1 to now, is that feeling of being objectified, of being like no one actually seeing her. Her dad says it, like, you're talentless. It wasn't only until the end where Henry's uncle actually
yeah.
bring some form of validation. That's the first time, like, someone is actually seeing her for who she is. And I think the
But Rob
betrayal
did
was,
though. But Rob did.
we'll get into that.
No, Rob
Okay.
didn't. I
Yeah,
disagree.
yeah,
Rob
exactly. Like,
didn't.
Rob did not particularly, like, he again did the same thing that every other person was doing, which was like sexualizing her, objectifying her. And we could go into detail about, obviously, how she was brought up, but coming down to this Harper versus Yasin, it's just that awareness. Like, Harper, no, Yasmin knows who Harper is. She knows the kind of person she is. She knows that Harper is the kind of person to lie to her. But it takes, like, but then we see that they were on the beach, on the boat together. This is someone that opened up to you, and also Harper helping her cover it up. And so she's like, this is someone I can be vulnerable. This is someone I expect not to fuck me when I am at my lowest. And everything, like you said, everything Yasmin said about Harper is, I feel, rings true. Harper is super guarded and she projects a lot. I think she's also super resentful of Yasmin about the Rob situation. And it's something she's still holding on to.
Mhm.
Yeah, it came to even when they were having the altercation, you could see that Harper's face was, what can I say to just make it stick?
Hurt
Like,
her.
what can I
Yeah.
just say to her? So it wasn't a thing of, let me tell you, this is what I'm observing. It's just like, okay,
Mhm.
like, literally, I'm looking for a gun at a knife fight. Like, let me find a grenade, anything. Whereas Yasmin
Mhm.
was, this is how you have hurt me. Can you not see why you have hurt me? And I want you to apologize. And obviously it did not come to that. And you can say Harper, on the
Mm,
other hand, is pissed off at Yasmin for not understanding the game. Like, at the end of the day, the game is the game. This is who I this is who I am. This is who I represent. And I think this is something that she had mentioned to Yasmin in the very beginning, which is, I'm not from your background. I have struggled my entire life. You can never understand me. You can never relate to me, and don't ever try to. When you do, it's
mhm.
only, you're obviously insulting me. But at the same time, Yasmin tries to tell her so many times, like, the world is not as you see it. But I think Harper is still, like, upset at just who Yasmin represents, and just the fact that she doesn't understand that things are a lot more, things are just more difficult for Harper. At least Harper thinks so, and she's upset that Yasmin doesn't get that.
Yeah,
But
Yasmin
anyway,
has had it easy,
yeah,
and Yasmin can use her everything she has to get some things that Harper has had to fight for.
yeah,
Okay, so okay, uh, let's now try and look forward to season 4. We've had some details here and there from Mickey and Conrad and various leaks and discussions about what season 4 could be shaping up to be. But I'm not going to color any of your thoughts yet. I want to get them right now, raw and unfiltered. Do we think season 4 goes bigger in terms of scale and stakes than season 3? Is it even possible to go bigger? Or do we think it gets, tighter, more focused than
It has
season
to
3?
go bigger. It
It
literally
has
has
to
to
go
go bigger.
bigger.
Yeah, because
Why?
well, it follows the entire pace that they've been building up. If they don't make it go bigger, it will fall flat. Like, you can't
Oh.
build up with season 3 and all these different character arcs, different stories, different side stories, and then get to season 4 and say, oh, I'm only going to focus on this tiny little niche thing and stick to that. It just wouldn't work. Like,
Okay.
and even if you look at the teaser, there's so many things going on. Like, we can't predict anything concrete from the teaser.
It was so funny. Just
Yeah,
like everything. There was no
I
direction.
tried. There was no direction. And they did it in a very skilled way or a skillful way. I just could not figure out anything. But you can see all the people involved in the teaser. And so there's just way too many people for there to not be a whole load of stories. We have Max Minghella, my absolute fave, who is coming from The Handmaid's Tale. If you don't watch The Handmaid's Tale, I've been begging the Popcorn for Dinner team to cover that. It's now over. So my chances of having coverage is just done. But he's extremely talented. He brings such a calming but somehow broody, somehow dark vibe just from his facial expressions alone. And I feel like he's going to bring that to the show. So there's going to be a whole thing there with him and also Yasmin's new husband. Like, there's going to be the whole, what is married life like? She looks like she's a damsel trapped in a castle, just in the teaser alone. Obviously, something is going to go wrong with that. You have Harper doing her thing. You have, like, there's just so many different elements. There's no way that it's
Bro,
not going
I
to
saw
be a
Rishi in the
whole.
teaser trailer and I was like, what is happening? Why is Rishi
What
still on
could we
this show? Like,
possibly
what
be
is he
doing
going
with
to show?
Rishi?
What
I
is he
I
doing
actually don't
doing for
want
us?
to see Rishi's story. I have to be honest. When I saw him in the teaser, I was disappointed. Like, my heart sank.
Or you don't
Because
want to see him again?
no, what more could we now have to contend with? Like, the way it ended for him was so messed up.
Yeah, so final
How
as
is
well.
he going to deal with the dead body of his wife in his living room? Is
It's
he going to
interesting.
call
I don't think
police?
the show is ever going to become a crime show. I don't think they're
No,
ever going to like
exactly.
do.
So what are we gonna do? Because you're either gonna have to skirt over everything. Like, I literally was thinking about the logistics of, like, you can't call anybody right now. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Just
gonna
on
be.
that, I feel like just giving the fact that season one, they're fond of, the producers and the writers and creators are fond of time, very very good at time jumps. They're very good at letting
True.
you fill in the gaps, and I think that they might. It's
They
not
might
They're
do
gonna
something
that,
that,
have
yeah.
to
yes,
do
they
that.
might just do
Oh
that
yeah,
like a
true.
three. Yeah,
Because we're assuming it picks up like it could pick up a year after
yeah, it could
everything
pick
has
up 2
happened.
years after.
They're
Like,
Yeah.
it's
definitely
it's
gonna
And
have
something.
to
it
do
might
that.
just be like a line or two to reference what
Oh yeah,
happened.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
But this is where I would be disappointed. This is where I just don't want his storyline to continue, because I'm like, no, really, how does an investment banker suddenly, who does he call to deal with
So
this
this is the thing,
without
right?
getting caught?
I'm going to say this without sounding like too much of a dick rider.
Okay.
I trust Conrad and Mickey.
Yeah, I was
Because
gonna
there are
say
times
that.
in this show, right? And I'm going to put it this way. When I did my rewatch, I noticed something funny about this show. They've kind of alluded to it, but there's times in this show where it feels like they literally write this show scene by scene, where they're like, you know what would be crazy if it happened next? This. And then they'll be like, you know what would be crazy? This. They don't have like, because they said it last time they came on the podcast and they said that they like to challenge themselves. And one of the things they did for season 3 was to try and blow everything up and remake the show. And that is like what they did with season 3. Everyone felt it was kind of final. Now they have to build up from the pieces and create something good.
I have a quick question. Do you guys think this is one of those shows that could go on forever?
No, absolutely not.
Define forever. How many seasons
Like
is
10
forever?
seasons.
No.
10 is a lot, but they have a deal with HBO for so season 4 isn't the final season. We know that for sure. So they have like a multi-year deal with HBO. So
Mm.
Um, yeah, just in from my perspective, I think if you asked if we're going to go bigger, I
yeah.
think bigger in the sense of outside of Pierpoint. Like now it's now. And I think, and I want to ask a question. I don't know if I was the only one, obviously, because I rewatched it, but
Mm-hmm.
the theme I've been picking up on was the institution doesn't suffer, which is what it's been stated. That line has been mentioned
Yeah.
every season so far. Season 1, the institution doesn't suffer. Adler says that. Season
Mm-hmm.
2, Eric says that, or someone, Harper. I think Harper says that. And then season
Yeah.
3, Eric obviously says that. So the institution and stuff. Now we're outside of the institution, or maybe we might get a new institution. The institution might be a much wider institution, like global on a global scale, like government. Like now, Harper is
Mm-hmm.
with the big dogs. I think Henry has political ambitions now.
Ambitions, yeah.
So there is that will come into play. So Harper is going to be confronting limits, I believe. And I'm hoping she will be punished in a not so simplistic way. And I don't mean obviously, oh, let's come and punish Harper. No, it's like
Yeah.
I need this woman to just have to be humbled in some way. And it's not in a she needs to be
So
humbled.
Why?
It's just she needs to be brought down a peg or two. And I feel like New York will
Why?
be a good place be for her to
so
get to experience consequences. Um
okay.
See markets punishing the states and not just the firms. This is like country level. And then
Mm-hmm.
Yasmin, I feel like Yasmin's from where we left off with Yasmin in season 3, she's getting married or she got married. Well, she's getting married. Um, and I feel like her marriage has to cost her something. Um, I want her to
Yeah.
also like there has to be something that it's not just going to be a safe haven, like because that's what it was made out to be. I want her to realize that she's not longer going to be able to be allowed to be honest or angry or messy and because yeah, like see that oppression or victimhood as something, but for her to see that she's valuable despite that. But yeah, I want her to just understand the whole to feel like the marriage costs her something.
I think season 4, the entire point of the references to New York and then
Mm-hmm.
Harper saying she wants to be a short seller or she wants to start a short selling hedge fund is to go bigger,
Yeah.
right? So I think they need like a larger playing field. So which is why
Mm-hmm.
they made references to that. And then we know season 4 is going to be about this fintech company called Tender. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
we have like these new characters, and then Mingala is going to be like the CFO tender. And then I'm guessing we might see some sort of like fintech versus large institutions.
Traditional bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So we might see some of that tension. And then also what I can pick out of season 4 based on what we've seen so far is there's going to be a lot of Harper versus Yasmin. So
Really?
which is
Okay.
interesting to see because Yasmin is going to be primarily based in England, and then
Mm-hmm.
will probably based in America, and how would they connect those two? So I know Eric is also going to be in the show, but now that he has 20 million cash in his bank
Like
account,
he doesn't
Yo,
need
so
to
but
work
but
anymore.
remember what Adler said, man. What else is there? The action is the juice. These guys, this is their
literally,
life. He probably will
literally.
die in 5 years if he doesn't work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think Eric really wanted to be an operator. Like you saw
Yeah,
Will
exactly.
I saw Will was her name Willema, Will the CFO
Wilhelmina, yeah.
Wilhelmina,
Wilhelmina.
the CFO of Pearpoint, and he just admired her position so much. So which is why
Mm-hmm.
when she eventually fucked him over by sending him out, it was like, Madam CFO, now the mouthpiece of Almiraj. He found that very like commendable, like wow, like I'm actually impressed
Yeah.
because I want to be where you are, but I can't be there. So I
Mm.
think it'll be interesting to see if he still has that ambition and if he's still trying to do something, or if he's more like a godfather and giving up or like I mentored you advice, like, okay, this is your next
Fair.
play because I know exactly how your mind works.
So we know, for example, that we have the startup points from Mickey and Corin. We also know that season 4, they've termed it or described it as a conspiracy thriller in the style of Michael Clayton. What I do find interesting is how they're going to make all these dots connect. The conspiracy thriller, um, Yasmin's husband's political ambitions, this startup fintech world, because all these people interact in the teaser. So I'm very intrigued as to how or where they run into each other. Harper is supposed to be in London, but she's always around Yasmin, apparently, which is so there is a which is interesting because there was an interview or a profiling of Mickey and Conrad done in the New Yorker and ahead of season 4, which I think gave some really cool insights about the show and them as people. And I'm just going to give some of that to us to the room, and then we can discuss. You said the startup point. You said that conspiracy thriller, but apparently Mickey and Conrad see Yasmin and Harper as the central relationship of the show, which I would not have guessed, right? I would never have guessed
Yeah.
that. I wouldn't have even picked that myself. But I think it's interesting that they say they feel like the show has been building up to them and they're the central
That's
duo
interesting that you
of
didn't
the show.
notice that, because I think from
I didn't
season
I didn't
one,
feel
that
that way.
was, I think it was very obvious. And then season 2 as well made it really obvious that it's about them.
It's both of them.
Yeah.
Fair. And
I mean, actually, just out of interest, who would you have said are the most important relationships in the show?
So I would have thought Harper and Eric was interesting. I would have thought Yasmin and Muck were interesting, even though
I guess
Muck is
that's
new.
later. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think my thinking is it depends on how you view the show. My thinking was more from the consequences of your actions perspective, right? So how I was seeing it was that maybe Eric would see the extreme of what he preaches in Harper and be like, wow, I thought I believed this thing, but this is a young person who really lives and breathes the bullshit that I say, right? It's no longer a motivational tactic because the more I motivate this girl, the more afraid I become of her. And that's what
Yeah,
happened to him
he's scared.
in
Yeah.
season 3. Yeah, exactly. And with Yasmin and Mark, I thought it would be like Yasmin realizing, like I think Aurora already made reference to that, the cost of her privilege, where she has to now make the decision as she's older if she's going to perpetuate the same thing her dad was doing. Not the same thing, but like similar types of abuse of power to maintain her privilege, or if she can now choose to give it up and go and scratch lottery cards with Robert.
Never seen
One
an egg
interesting
like that.
That
What
first of all,
music?
that car scene when she saw Rob,
It
the
wasn't
ick,
even just Rob. I don't
It
think it was
wasn't
just
just
Rob.
Rob. It
the
was the
It's
family with the
the
kids
family, yeah, the
hitting the
ick
she
she
was like,
mom
this
and
got.
this.
cannot be my
Yeah,
life.
and she just said, "Nah, like
No
please
way.
bring me back to Loro Piana upholsteries now.
This,
Like I
this
need that."
cannot be my life, bro.
Yeah, and then she literally called Henry, like start like hi.
Immediately.
And it's so
Yeah.
funny how I don't know how Rob did not actually realize that this guy is still in love with, or maybe not in love with,
Oh no,
but
he did. He did though.
Sorry, wait. That this girl is still in love with who? Who are you gonna say?
Harry Mark, or like she still had affection for Harry Mark just because of the
Is
protection
she in love with
Harry.
Henry? She's not in love with
Not
Henry.
in love, but like at, sort of like more like attraction just because of what he offers her. But I think
Yeah.
Rob was very aloof to that fact, and it just felt like, oh, she told me she's in love with me. We are going to be together forever, and then he was shocked
Yeah, it
at the
was a bit
wedding.
There's
naive. Yeah.
always going to be that
Yeah,
one body that will just make you feel like like I can do anything. Like, and that was just unfortunately that was who Yasmin was. Like oh, he really saw, okay, put me against Henry and she is going to go with me. And that's just
yeah,
Yasmin has a way of making people knowing how
I
to
think so.
make people fall in love with her, and that's just her talent. That's her genius. Like, and I think in that there was that there was that scene where he remembers where she says that, "Oh, I just know how to make people love me," and the funny thing is, I actually don't. And I think he just, yeah, okay, it was just a game. Like at the end of the day, yeah.
Funny
You
enough, I
guys,
think
Fun.
it was just a
this is
game with everyone else except Rob. Like Yasmin
You think what?
actually does the whole, like, it was just a game thing. Like she
Yeah.
was saying that, but I think it rings true for
She loves.
everyone except her and Rob.
Yeah,
Like she does
yeah.
actually
Yeah.
love Rob.
So still on the New Yorker article, a couple of fun facts that I thought were just cool that I'm sharing with you guys now and some of the audience. Go read the article, by the way. It's amazing. And this is just
Yeah,
a
I'm
summary
literally
of
going to
it,
do that
right?
tonight.
There's so much of their lives, Mickey and Conrad, that is in this show that it's actually, I don't even say it's scary, but there's so much of them in these characters. I'm just going to list out some of the funniest ones. One is that Rishi is based on a real person who they even name dropped this person, who you can search this person up on LinkedIn, who thankfully is still alive and is a trader at an unnamed bank. But yeah, Rishi is based on a real
interesting.
person who remains friends with them till this day,
Oh, amazing.
right?
I
Wow.
love that. I love
Conrad, was it
that.
Conrad? Conrad, yeah, it was Conrad. He chose to study theology at Oxford for the same reason that Rob did, because not a lot of people, because he wanted to do history. I
Yeah.
might be mixing it up. Please, God, I hope I'm not mixing it up. Conrad Mickey, I apologize if I am. Mickey's father-in-law, his last name is Mostyn, and they named Otto Mostyn after him. And his father-in-law is a high-profile lawyer, divorce lawyer, right? And
Interesting.
his wife produces TV commercials, which kind of sounds, similar
Like
to Rishi's
Rishi's
arrangement
wife.
with his, yeah, with his wife. And then I think his dad is Ghanaian. His mom is from Poland. She moved from Poland due to
Yeah,
blah
so
blah.
Harper.
Which exactly. And I'm like, bro, these guys literally just wrote themselves into, and they're both like privately educated, eating babies. So this show is literally their entire lives up to this point.
Or you could also say DVD as well instead of Harper, because I
Bro,
think
exactly.
DVD.
DVD as well. They
Yeah.
they wrote themselves into this show. It's, I guess you can do that. But
Yeah. At the
we'll
end of the
go,
day, that's the whole point of creating art. Like how much
exactly. You have
can you
to,
pour of
but
yourself
they've put a
rather.
lot. I can't lie. Some of the ones were shocking, were shocking to me.
Okay,
But
don't
yeah, I've
spoil it.
said,
I'm going to read
I won't
more.
say anything. I won't say
Yeah.
anything more. One thing I love about this show is that, and this is one of the things I'm looking forward to most in season 4, is that they're super currents. Like there were some jokes I was catching while watching this thing, and I said, "Oh wow!" As things are happening, they're literally writing it in. So I'm very intrigued to see what they write in season
Yeah.
4 that's happening in the world right now.
Season 3 we see the whole conversation around ESG, and as someone that works in finance in ESG, it
Oh,
felt
I didn't
very
even,
it
I
felt
didn't even,
very oh
I didn't
wow,
even
this.
ask. Oh, you work in finance?
Yes, I do.
Oh wow!
And
So
it
no
just
wonder this was just like your life.
wait, sure. Like I don't yeah, but yeah, it just felt very on the nose, and they're very good at bringing the conversations as they're happening.
Hmm.
And you see that happen across the different seasons, and I think that that's a really, really cool thing.
Yeah, I want to do something really, really quickly before Emike has to leave us. Thank you so much for your time so far. But these are quick fire questions, and I want you to answer semi briefly, right? Some of them are yes or no, some of them require one word, but maybe some of them you can give a little explanation after. And there's a list of questions, I'll go through them. The first one, what character do you think has done the worst thing morally? Like the singular worst thing from a moral standpoint. We can go, Emike, you can go first since you're leaving soon.
This cannot be quick fire.
No, you just have to pick one. If you don't have an answer, then fair enough. If you have contenders, okay, 2.
I mean, they're all contenders.
Okay, just
But
give 2.
also, this question has me even thinking, like, what is so immoral about everything
I
that
know
they're
my
doing?
answer. My answer is clean and locked in. Does anyone have an answer?
I do. I think it's Rishi.
Okay. What did Rishi do that's immoral?
Fucking his wife on his fucking Alpha on his wedding.
Mm.
Oh, on the day before his
Oh,
wedding. Fair
yeah.
enough.
Okay. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Plenty
Fair
more
enough.
things have
Okay,
actually
but
happened. It's
it's
true.
interesting. Okay,
So
that
are
was
we doing
crazy.
what has actually happened or like just who is the person that
No,
could
not who.
actually have?
What has happened? What did they do that
Okay.
is the worst thing morally? So I like that
Ugh.
Rishi one. That Rishi one was crazy actually,
No,
and
it
it
was
was for like
insane.
2.5 seconds. So I just
Bro, it's literally like 2 pumps.
please, man.
It's like, damn, like this isn't the Tory.
I'm literally
Anyways.
going through person by person. Can anything top that? Like, what has Harper really done that's immoral? She's made selfish
So I
decisions.
don't think so. That's the interesting. I don't think Harper has done anything
I
immoral.
don't think she's done.
Like-
and correct me. I mean, okay. Also, apart from the fact that she also was having sex with someone on his wedding, is
Yeah.
You don't think
it's
it's
a
I
moral
guess,
decision.
I guess
she
Rob-
also deceived Rishi on the trading floor. I guess that's immoral.
Oh, but that's
Yes.
not
I
immoral
don't
though.
believe
She was trying to
that
secure
all
her
this
clients.
I don't believe all the like financial devious things
Yeah,
are actually
that's-
immoral.
Yeah.
Well, apart from
Okay.
like, okay, lying is wrong, or
I have-
that kind
I
of
have
No,
my
okay,
answer.
actually, I feel like this is not something that, regarding Harper, this is not something that a lot of people picked up on. But
Okay.
going on Hinge to get
Mhm.
someone that looks exactly like Yasmin's boyfriend at the time. This
But that's
was
not
season
immoral
1.
though, guys. Are we the Stasi? This is come on, man.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't know what. Okay, what is
Let-
immoral?
She has a
Let-
type.
Yeah.
Like, is that a crime?
I don't know what immoral is. Like immorality to
Okay.
me is
So let's pick our top 2. I like the
It has
Rishi
to
one,
be
so I'll put it
Rishi,
right
yeah.
next to
Okay,
mine.
I'm not. I
My
can't think of anything.
number 1 is what Eric did to Adler. Like,
Sorry, Kenny.
Right.
Oh yeah,
No,
that too.
Kenny
yeah.
is also a crazy bro.
Oh,
Eric
Kenny's
is
a
a
good
low-key
pick.
sleeper for most evil person in this show
Oh,
because
yeah,
he's done
absolutely.
two crazy things.
When we get
Okay.
into Eric, I feel like we would realize just how insane he is as a person.
Okay.
Yeah. But
This
immoral,
next
yeah,
one,
you go.
I've
you-
not
so
been
you
watching
said,
the show through the lens
I
of
think
morality.
what Eric did
This
to
would
Adler,
change my.
Mhm.
what Eric did to
Yeah.
Kenny, and Rishi on his wedding day. We can
No,
leave
not
it to
what
people
Eric
to.
did to Kenny. I
vote.
was thinking what Kenny did to Yasmin the entire time.
Oh, really? Oh, that's just bullying. Oh, my bad.
Just
let's-
bullying? Is it not immoral?
no, my bad.
To like
I just
sexually
don't think. I
harass
don't think it
your
stands.
subordinate for like
next
over a
to-
year.
next to those ones. Maybe I'm too used to being bullied in the workplace.
Yeah.
It's too normal.
It's
It was
also an
sexual harassment.
interesting
It wasn't just bullying.
word, immoral. I feel like immoral. What is morality at the end of the day?
Fair. But I
Right.
yeah,
Not about
we
to
can get
turn
into
this
that.
into a
Another
theological
another
podcast.
another pod.
Yeah.
Second question. Did Robert suck Frank off in Switzerland at COP?
No.
This is a yes or no. Okay, no.
It can't be a
I
yes
would
or
say
no.
it's they flirted, but not.
Mhm.
It didn't materialize because we know
Okay.
that Robert has history of swinging both ways. But I
Mhm.
know that it didn't happen in season 3. Well,
Okay,
with
you
Frank
know
at
How
that
do
for
we
least.
sure.
Well, not
know?
that I know. I don't think it happened in season 3 with Frank.
Okay.
This
Ebuka,
is
what about
after
you?
the sauna scene, right?
Yeah, like in the sauna.
In the
Yeah.
sauna.
And he was
Yeah.
I thought
rubbing
it was
his
quite
dick in the
alluded
weirdest
to
way.
in this sauna.
You
like,
think
Bro,
so?
I feel like they alluded to it too much.
Yeah.
He came back and said
Yes.
you were right about Frank. He's a real company man. And I'm just like, yeah, there's
Okay,
something.
maybe I
something-
didn't watch it with those eyes. I only just saw
there was something
flirtation.
there.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I need to rewatch that episode. But I see what you
Then-
mean.
This one is kind of like a prediction one. Does anyone do you know who or do you feel someone will be a big winner and a big loser of season 4?
Mm.
I feel like I would say Alpha will be a big loser, but
Really? Okay.
That
they might surprise us and then she just wins.
again.
Okay.
You know, again. And but
No,
at the end
to be
of season
fair,
2, she
season
lost.
2, season 2 she
She
lost.
lost. So it might be she wins
Badly.
again and then she loses again when everyone is expecting her to win. So
Okay.
I would say Alpha. So this is a side chat. But what do you guys think happened with Otto calling Alpha, telling her about the bank or telling her about like the acquisition and asking her if she would take profits? That entire sequence confused me and then also appeared annoyed. Was that planned between Alpha and Otto Mostin?
Wait, was this at the meet with Petra at the office?
Yes. When they
So-
told him,
so-
oh, they they took profits and then they didn't make as much money, something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it was planned.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a proper breaking up conversation.
Hmm.
And Otto
Interesting.
was surprised that that happened because he thought
He,
that when he
yeah,
spoke to Harper when they were
yeah,
fishing, that Harper was a different type of,
like
I
she was
see.
you
going
know.
to save
And I
her
think
from, yeah.
he was also offering her in a coder type of way in that conversation at the fishing thing. He was offering her a type of protection that's don't be like Petra, who's so scared of insider trading that she can't cheat a
Yeah.
little to get ahead. The last thing I want to ask really quickly is, if Harper wasn't in finance, what would she be doing? The wilder your answer, the better.
She would be creating these very luxury holiday packages and
Harper.
selling them, like a mix between an estate agent and a travel agent.
Harper would kill herself. She
Yeah,
could
I
not
was.
do
I
that.
literally, because she
She
literally
would be a very
studied
How would she kill
cutthroat.
people?
investment. Imagine going to university to study investment banking. It was like that was the
She-
only thing she wanted to do. Like it's on her. She went to uni to study investment banking. Like
She's going to kill. She needs something where she can kill people.
I would also
Yeah,
say
and
maybe
real
real estate.
estate.
I
No,
was
that's what
going
I'm
to say
saying. Like
real
real
estate.
estate,
Yeah.
travel agent, like she would be doing some combination of both for the ultra wealthy, and she would absolutely
Wow.
be like slitting
I don't
throats
know. I think
in a
she would have
corporate
been a
way.
scammer. I think she would have been a
Oh,
scammer.
fuck.
I don't know.
Oh
Like
my
a thin
god.
It would be
shelf.
like a very posh kind of scammer,
Like
not like
Anna
the
Delvey.
Raz one. Yeah, it would be very, like maybe start up some random company that doesn't exist, and
Or
Oh, like
the
Theranos.
Theranos. Literally, I was going to say the same.
exactly. Like
But
I
she
think it's
works
the
too
same
hard to
vibe.
do that.
Fair.
I think the Theranos
Fair.
woman, what's her name again? I think she also was very hardworking as a scam.
But
Yeah.
she also came from money.
Very hardworking, very
Mm.
smart,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Same thing with the
Damn.
FTX guy, right? What's his name? SBF.
Sam. Oh yeah, Sam Bankman. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like those picks. Those are way better than mine. Well, I said should have been a lawyer or a teacher.
Teacher
Don't
is
ask me why.
crazy.
Don't ask me why.
Teacher is
Lawyer is a
crazy.
no. I feel like
Don't
people.
ask me why. Man.
I don't because I don't think she
I see
likes
her as a
the
lawyer. I feel like I see her as a lawyer for some
no
reason.
because
But a teacher,
I think there's a lot of grunt work with lawyers, and I don't think
Mhm.
Harper would be able to go through that.
Be happy to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're more
when you're
senior, you don't have to
manipulating
do that.
people, you
She
No,
might
but being
love
a
it.
lawyer is not about manipulating people per se. I feel
Vic,
like
are you
I
a
studied
lawyer?
law.
I
Oh,
don't think it's
okay.
about
Oh, yeah.
manipulating people per
I feel
se.
like Vic is a lawyer. That's why he's defending his
Oh,
people.
fair.
Yeah, it's just a lot of billable hours. So as it's not more like, oh, how many hours are you billing your clients and how much work are you doing as
Okay.
opposed to I mean suits to
So
make it seem more fancy, but real life
there's nowhere to gain an advantage.
Yeah.
not really. Because if you
I think
unless you're
Harper
trying
could
to
be a
fuck your
coach.
clients over.
Oh my god, I need to see Harper and what's her name? Tashi Duncan interact. Whoa, I need that crossover.
Oh, yeah.
I need it.
From Challengers.
Yes.
That
That's
could be
who Harper
cool.
would have been if she wasn't.
In fact,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
she could have
Her
been a
brother,
sports coach.
her brother was a tennis player, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it's not too
Oh
far
my
out.
god.
That's
Tashi
actually a
is
good.
like Harper and Yasmin in one person.
Oh, yeah,
True.
absolutely.
I think MK will leave us here and then we'll come back really quickly, do a quick roundup. All right, thank you so much, MK. I'll text you after. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. This was really fun.
We love this show. We love talking about this show. We could talk about this show for hours. So thank you guys for staying with us. We want to do a quick discussion of, some of the central characters in the industry and where we think their story is heading season 4, where we'd like it to end. And, just maybe some fun predictions for you guys. So I want to say, is there anywhere else to start than the big H herself? I feel like I was writing this episode and I thought to myself, we need to talk about Harper, right? Like with huge question marks. So I feel like she needs her own section.
Yeah.
to open the floor about Harper, right? I would just want to push some discussion. I was having a thing while we were watching Industry, and I was trying to figure out why I dislike Harper so much. And I was texting my friends. I texted multiple people, and I asked them a very simple question: do you like Harper? And some of the responses I got was like, someone can be a great character. You don't have to like them. Like, likability isn't that important in TV. And I completely agree, right? I completely agree. I'm standing like that. But I think Harper is a specific type of annoying that I find really annoying. And I've not been able to pinpoint exactly why. So it's not like I don't, bro, we spoke about morally, bent characters earlier in the episode. There's some seriously reprehensible things that have happened on this show. And I don't think Harper has done anything morally reprehensible. But she's very deeply annoying to me in a way that's, yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that was a lot on Harper. Like, just I hate this person. No,
I don't hate her.
absolutely.
I don't hate her.
Yeah,
She's just annoying. Annoying is the word
yeah,
I'd use.
yeah. I absolutely get that. I think we should give the floor to the only Harper um defender here. Um, you have the
Oh,
floor, Victor.
wow. So
Because you're actually
MK,
outnumbered. I already like. I mean, I like Harper, but
MK
like
is
Mhm.
nice to defend Alpha
Yasmin will be
Ive.
my fighter.
Anyway, so yesterday in my mail I received my membership card, Upper Ive,
Okay.
signed by Upper Stern. So I'm a loyal member from day one. I just love
Okay.
my babe.
Mhm.
So I think the reason why I think for me, I sort of like understand the industry,
Okay.
right? And Alpha understands it as well. So I feel like everything Alpha has done is very cutthroat. But I feel like that's what you need to do if you actually need to, if you want to go from the ground to the top
Mhm.
in the industry, that's what you need to do. I don't think she's done anything like not necessary. Yes, the Rishi thing is a bit of a why did she do that? All right.
What
And
thing?
Exactly. They're like three things she's done
Which,
to Rishi.
which, one?
They're like three
Which
or
one?
four
okay,
things.
okay, sleeping with Rishi on his
Okay.
wedding day.
See, that's the
That
thing. I
was
don't even
just
care about
so.
things like that.
Yeah,
That's why
exactly. I
I'm
don't
surprised at
think.
how much I
Yeah,
Okay,
don't
so
like her.
what do you guys
Because,
care about?
okay, so
there are
I'll tell you, I
things.
don't care about that. I don't care about her shorting Pierre Point. I don't care about her even using Yasmin because she didn't really use Yasmin. I think some of the
Yeah,
when I
so
say she's
what do you guys
annoying,
care about?
some of the annoying things she did is some of the stuff with Jesse in season 2 was just absolute pestering Gus for insider information. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
woman,
that was
you send both of us to jail. What are
yeah.
you doing? Oh God.
Intentionally going to Yasmin to get the future done tracks was also like
Mm-hmm.
it right up that in that same lane. Like she is. I would see it. Someone would see it as just raw survival instinct. We need to bear in mind that this is someone that she just has appetite. Like she has no pedigree, no safety net, no degree, just
Mm-hmm.
raw survival instinct.
So I feel like
And
that's why she has to be like that. Because she
yeah,
is like back against the wall, me versus the
Yeah,
world.
she's like a
Who's
caged
going to come out
animal.
on top? Yeah,
mm-hmm,
exactly, right. And
yeah,
I see
But
her as a rock star in the sense of like what she sets her mind to do, she would execute it to perfection.
yeah. She
And
sees
I
herself.
see that as like a like you're terrible, but then you're the good kind of
If you
terrible.
remember the
so
very first episode when like you should have first seen, she sees herself as this underdog in this rigged system. She's resentful of Yasmin for coming from privilege or having pedigree. So she's just she has this self myth. I want to say this way of looking at herself that feels like she has a justification for every single thing that she does, this lying, this overreaching, this manipulation or risking people's monies. And I think that that's what Eric sees in her, and he wants to nurture that. But then I know that we mentioned earlier that Eric saw her and was scared. I actually don't think he was scared. I think, yeah, maybe he was scared, but scared for himself in that if she becomes this, I don't know what word to use. if she go, yeah, this monster, this uncontrollable monster, he will become obsolete. And obviously we see that happening anyway, despite the fact that he did fire. And obviously that's just showing you how tenacious Harper is. She did it in spite of Eric, but it's just going to show that she's this person that Eric, this person, this kingmaker that we come to know and love in the early season, and this person, and now he's seeing what he has created, and he's absolutely terrified because she can replace him, or she can get him up, and which is actually what happened in season 2 when he gets the corner office upstairs to be CRM.
Yeah. Speaking of Eric, I think that's where he made a very crucial mistake. Because if we're talking
Yeah,
about Harper, I think when he chose to fire Harper in season 2 and he thought he was doing her a favor, with the kind of
mm,
person we know Harper is, we should have known that would just make her worse in her worst tendencies. Like, I need to
yeah,
fight even harder now and go even crazier. What
But it didn't.
he needed
It
to
did,
do was to make her feel safe, that you've
mm,
arrived, calm down. Like, you don't need to fight like a wounded lion. You don't need to be like doing anything that comes to mind. You can't be.
yeah. He's
But
like,
he,
no, but I think what Eric
you don't
did
have
was
to
not
do
just
this.
firing her. Eric,
Mhm.
what Eric did was not just firing her, but he blacklisted her from the industry.
And
So
it
you
was
can see how
confirmation to her.
Petra mentioned like he called 9 times to make sure she doesn't get.
He's like,
So it
bro,
was it
like
was
that was insane. He's like,
But
it
why
that's
wasn't
did he
just trying
call
to
you
make sure you're
9 times?
gone. Yeah, it wasn't just trying to make sure she's done. It was trying to make sure there's no way you're getting back in this industry. And he made sure of it. So which is
and it
why
was
when she was an
confirmation.
assistant, it was like, okay, she's going to die there, right? But even
Yeah.
still at that, he still didn't want her to get a job as an assistant.
Yeah.
You know how insane that is.
He just
So
thought
I
she
think
forgot her place.
yeah, so I think it was I'm trying to protect you, you're a dangerous person, and I'll make sure that you never come back. So I
Mm.
think
And
that's
for
just
Harper,
what he
that's
tried to do.
confirmation that
Yeah.
there's no one
And
here for her.
Looking at Eric's stature in the industry, he could very much make that happen. Like real world, right? Like nobody's actually going to touch you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. I think it's also very like it's been 3 seasons, and I know there were. I don't know. I don't know if Conrad and Mickey did mention that they. I know you. Yeah, they actually did mention that they wanted that tight, well, almost tight ending. So we see that in Harper's character, for instance. It's like across the 3 seasons, I see it as it's almost full, like a full transformation. She starts off as this. um what's it like, this outsider, and then transforming into this uncut person, no training roles in season 2, where she's this operator, this immoral operator. She's like you mentioned earlier, Victor, the money is coming in. She's fully cemented into the firm, the organization. She's close. She has a relationship with Adler, or she had a relationship. She's known by the by leadership. And then season 3, she becomes from going from that, all of that, to this having this insurgent moment and becoming a full-fledged operator with Otto Mustang. And I think it's a very beautiful way to show, to write a villain. Even though, are we categorizing Harper as a villain? Would we call
I
her
think
a
she's an
villain?
anti-hero. I'll
An
put her in the
anti-hero,
same
yeah,
class
she's an,
of
yeah,
like
yeah, she's an
Yeah.
Walter
anti-hero.
White and what's the name of the guy from Mad Men? Don Draper.
Yeah, yeah, and she's no longer trying to win peer points. She's exploiting it. The balance is, she's now, it's no longer about her brilliance. It's now more about, okay, how can I be cruel to, yeah,
Yeah.
to Eric, to peer point? How can I be cruel? Um, she's aligning herself with her friendships, her relationships are now, if anything, more strategical. Like it's now more of like, how can I legitimize my position? And yeah, and it manifests in just that decision to show pair points, and then eventually deciding to run a short only fund, which is hilarious to me. Yeah, but like I think Otto mentioned it, like you become the most hated person in the industry if you decide to do that. But I think she's fine with that. She's made peace with that. Like That's her own side.
So I think the decision to swap pair points over wasn't because of grievance towards pair points. I think it was more of an opportunity, and she
Exactly.
just
That's
took
how
it.
Harper thinks. And
Mm,
when that happened, that was the
I
first,
think it's all
not the,
about
no,
opportunities.
yeah,
they
not
just
the
And
happened
first
to
no,
be
time,
there. They just
but
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
when that conversation was going down, and then Harper got on the toilet seats, I was like, "Ha, this girl is
guy.
dangerous."
Oh God,
I
how
was
can
like,
I forget that scene?
I was like, "This
When
girl is dangerous."
she got on the toilet seat, I said, Harper,
How
this is
how
what
does your
like
brain move so fast?
guy, like so quickly, like
First of all, she opened the door, then got
I
on the
went
seat.
behind the door. I said, Harper,
Yeah,
please.
she's something else, man. What do we see happening for Harper in season 4? Does anyone, like, we already spoke if she's gonna be a winner
But
or a loser? Is
I
this gonna
feel
be
she's
the
going to
season
have
where
we're
she?
going to have an interaction with her mom. And we're going to see
Okay,
how that
mom.
affects her. Because
Okay,
yeah, mommy issues, they are rife with this child.
yeah.
As I'm not a I don't have could have been a therapist or psychoanalyst in my
Mm-hmm.
other life, but she has deep rooted mommy issues, and we're going to see that. Going to see, like, even if it's the root of it, if it's not the root of it, but we're going to see how that shapes her, especially when she's in close proximity to her mom.
I think I said something similar to this, but I think
Mm-hmm.
she's going to end up this season losing. I
Losing
don't know. I
big.
don't know. I know. I hope it's not big because I like her, but I think there has to be some sort of like consequence for our actions and then taking risks without like being guarded, right? So, but I also don't think Alpha is this terrible person that people make her out to be, because at every point in her doing quote unquote something terrible, she still goes back and then tries to fix it, even though it's too late, but then she tries to fix it. Like like with the insider information thing and now going to Petra, she was trying to be honest and like trying to like, oh, I didn't mean to do this, but I heard this information from peer points and that's what we use.
Um,
Yeah, or is like, well, I genuinely think I don't think she's a bad person. I think everything she's doing is all about opportunities. It's all about
Yeah,
survival. As she said, this is the business. So
she's
I
trying
feel
to
like
survive.
all our actions, exactly, all our actions are tailored towards that, as opposed to our being like genuinely evil and trying to do something
Yeah.
terrible.
So
mm,
that's an interesting distinction that I, tried to make earlier, where I don't feel like Harper's done anything where it's morally shaky. Whereas Eric, on the other hand, I look at Eric and I'm like, you've done some really, fucked up things. I don't know where to start, but
mm,
I think one funny question that came upon me when I was rewatching season 3. Initially, when this whole thing popped off, I didn't think Eric was actually trying to make a move on Yaz.
mm.
But on second watch, while I'm watching it now, I literally have in my notes, like, why did Eric just randomly decided he wanted to sleep with Yaz? And like, what was that about? Like,
His
to
his
show you what made this so funny is that this is Eric who, when Pierre Points were fail, like that night where Pierre Points like share price was finished, the CEO literally goes, "Who is this?" And Eric responds in perfect poise. I was so impressed, right, when he explains about who he is, and Yasmin just asked him a simple question at dinner, and he starts fumbling over his words. I'm like, wow. So Eric really wanted to.
yeah. I
So,
think that
so
was
on first watch, sorry, quickly, all right.
yeah.
On the first watch, I think I thought he wanted to sleep with Yasmin, but on the real
Mhm.
watch, I was like, no, he didn't want to sleep with
Okay, so
Yasmin.
you went the
I
other
don't know
way.
if
I
that's
went the other way.
I went the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was, I think it's the same with you, Ebuka. The first time I was
Mhm.
like, I think we're reaching, but the second time it's I want to stand by
Yeah.
he was, because it's also just um showing just how hollowed out Eric was as a character in season 3, how he unraveled, like he we get to see, like, he's no longer powerful, like on the trading floor we
Yeah.
see Yasmin is helping save the day. Eric literally is not able to do anything. There's so many things and this is bearing in mind this is just after when he's just been promoted to partner. He's had a conversation with Adler who is saying you need to fire someone, and then he goes on to fire Kenny, and then he fucked up he's the face of the fuck up of the IPO of Lumi's
Mm-hmm.
IPO. Like there is he around him everything is fine. He's in his personal life. He's also his wife is also he's also divorced. Currently fighting for custody for his kids. His wife drops his kids as punishment for him when he mentioned that to Zoe, like, oh yeah, I'm being punished by my wife, and she's like, your kids, yeah. So all of that, and I think we're just seeing that this is a character that we see in season one as powerful and all of that. And he's reckoning with the fact that he's no longer as powerful. He's no longer this important person. He's losing his job. He's
It's
actually
getting
losing his job.
old.
He's getting uncomfortable and he's scared. He's literally getting scared. And I think obviously Yasmin didn't make it any easier for him to realize and then use that as an opportunity to but I mean, I'm talking about him firing her, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Use that as an opportunity to regain or get some like a semblance of power, which was why he fired her in that very humiliating way. Yeah, but I
So
think just that season 3, Eric is such an interesting, like a very interesting way to see someone that was high up in season 1, and then we see him literally crash land. Like it's literally Icarus flying and then it's just going down and but like they said,
I
Icarus did fly.
I have a very different perspective, right? But first
Yeah.
of all, you if you mentioning like that scene, I mean talking about how his family left him made me remember the scene of the altercation between him and Harper. And then Harper just wanted to say something mean. And she was like,
Yeah. And that's
I
just who
heard you
she is.
I heard your family left you. and then,
Yeah, like I heard
and
your
then
family
Eric
left you.
and then Eric was so pained, and all he could do was just walk out in shame. But talking about Eric, right? So I think in season 3, he finally got what he had always wanted, right? Right, like being a partner. But then I think what he now realized very quickly was that being a partner doesn't mean you're at the top of the ladder. It just means you're at the
Yeah.
bottom of a new one, which
Right.
really which the CFO mentioned. Is her name
Yeah,
Wilhelmina or
Wilhelmina.
something
Wilhelmina.
like that?
Wilhelmina.
Wilhelmina, right? Which is exactly what he realized very soon, and it was like, okay, this is like a new terrain, right? And I'm like at the bottom of this, and then I need to like rise up the ranks, which is why he did what he did to Adler.
I
But
have a
it,
question, sorry to cut you
Okay.
off. Um, do we think that Eric so we know that Eric preaches this survival dogma. Like this is you need to be raw and brutal. Do you I feel like do you think he lived by it or he okay, my question is or I'm going off of the fact that he in season 3 he has this I don't want to call it a realization, but it's a realization nonetheless, or kind of like a reckoning that something that you've known all along, and now you
Mm-hmm.
fully just realizing it that okay, this system no longer is not actually rewarding competence. And I think on the one side, yeah, Eric is brutal and but he's also super intelligent. He's been working at this company for 30 years. And I think, do you think that being that promotion to partnership and seeing how everything is just falling apart and he realizing and obviously getting into that useful idiot episode, was that a realization for him that okay, was there some sort of realization is my question for on Eric's part of an understanding of how the system actually works and
So
how the reward
so
happens in yeah, so
so
that's
I
my
think
question.
I
Yeah.
think season 3, Eric's arc in season 3 felt like you have to cash the checks that you write in your life. Eric had thought for a while that he lived this ethos of the trade that works, opportunity, opportunity, money, money, money. And he sees Harper, who actually does, right? And then he also finds out that his friend, who is maybe his only friend in the business, if he wants to get to where he wants to get to, there is an opportunity to stab this friend in the back. So like I said, when I say cash the checks that you write, is that he now has to decide for himself, one, how do I feel about what Harper is doing when that's everything I've said I believe in? And then two, how deeply do I believe in the things I say if I can't fuck my friend when the opportunity is right there?
Yeah. Yeah, because what I know we mentioned the scene with Harper and Eric where he storms into her office, but I really thought that that was the moment. Like, yes, Harper always looking for a below the belt punch, but
Mm-hmm.
before she went lower, she did mention like you you practice this. I don't remember the
Exactly.
exact line, but you practice this, and
That
you
everyone is
then
collateral.
yeah, you practice
Exactly.
this dogma, and all of a sudden, you then want to feign horror at people actually using that against you. You're just like essentially, she's calling him a sore loser or
Hypocrites,
even
yeah.
or a hypocrite, exactly. And I think that's what my question is. Like, is Eric a hypocrite, or was he also just blind to his own um to like just how the system works as well. Like, yes, you're practicing this, but at the same time, you're not seeing it happen to you. And then you're preaching this, and you're now upset that someone else has actually seen it happen and is
So,
gaining a
something
leg up in
something
society,
something
in the
something
system, rather.
interesting to think on the back of your point, or something
Mm.
about is I feel like Eric has some form of moral compass, but for other people. Because can you remember the scene
How?
of Yasmin trying to take credits for Lumi's share price closing
Yeah.
above the targets, and
Mm-hmm.
then she tried to say, "Oh, I brokered this like fictitious
Yeah.
meeting," which sort of like market manipulation, right? And then he was trying to
Mm-hmm.
make her like tell her like, "Oh, you shouldn't be saying that because
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
disciplinary
yeah. I
issue."
mean,
But I
yeah,
think ethics and legality, he says it
yeah.
himself. He's always seen 2020 with that. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's very clear on that. When it comes to things that are, you know, on the line, I wouldn't even say it's moral. So like ethics, legality, maybe Eric doesn't want to go to jail and he
Yeah,
doesn't
so
want his
but I think
proteges to
that's
go
the
to jail.
difference between him and Harper as well, because I feel like they're similar in terms of like what they would do to go
Mm-hmm.
far, but I don't think Eric is going to cross that legality line.
Yeah, like
Unlike
Fair.
Harper.
I mean, this was a joke. This was a line he threw away in season one. You're the good kind of immigrant. I feel like at the end of the day, Eric is he knows he's an immigrant. Like, and he's not trying to go to jail or do anything
Yeah.
that will
Yeah.
ruin his legal status. Let's
And
just
I think
say,
I think that's why he's also scared of Harper, because Harper is willing to cross that line that he's not willing to
Exactly.
cross.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
scary sometimes to see someone,
Yeah,
go further
the
than
extra
you.
mile.
Like, this is the
So
monster I made.
exactly. What do we think happens for Eric? Where does he even go? Like he has no reason to work. He's rich. He has no family. So what
Mm.
is he going to be doing in season
But I think
4?
we also
What do we
mentioned that
think?
Eric will literally combust if he's not working. So I
He
feel
doesn't work. Yeah.
yeah, he might find a way to play a part, even if it's kind of like a fixer. I see that in his career,
A
like a
fixer is
fixer.
a good. That's a
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I think he has all this experience, right? Like almost over 2 decades in the industry. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the writers are sort of going to tap into that when there's like a problem. And then they turn to Eric, who has this experience and who understands the game so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And then there's this particular photo of him in like a blue beret. I love that fit so much. And then it was like playing golf.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen
I
the
don't think
picture
I've
of
seen
I
Eric?
that.
haven't seen it. No.
Oh no, that picture is so good. Like it just encapsulates like, oh, I'm in my rich
Yeah.
retired professional era, and I'm not trying to mess with
Mm.
problems.
Now let's move on to my favorite part. My girl,
Yasmin
Kara Hanandi.
Karahanani drinks. Oh my god. Okay. So Yasmin. I don't even know if I have anything to open the floor with for Yasmin because I did it with
I have
Harper.
something.
I
I
did
have
it for Eric.
something.
Okay.
Oh, perfect, Vic. Please go.
Yasmin Karanani,
Mhm.
congratulations on your Brit Award. Was it the Brit Award?
She
Oh,
got
did
the
she
oh
win?
no, Marisa
Which
She,
is
Abela he did.
interesting. Which is
yeah,
interesting because
yes, she did. She did for the character
we were
Marisa.
just speaking about Eric, right? I also think Eric deserved awards for season 3. Not to take us back,
Yeah.
but
Same.
Eric deserved. Marissa Abella deserved hers as well,
No,
but I think
Marisa
Eric
was
deserved
So
hers
what?
as well.
amazing
Won
in
it. She won this award. We need to start off this part with
Yeah,
congratulations now for the award. What award was that? Was it the Brit Award?
it was
Let me
the
check.
Rising Star, I think.
okay,
The Brit Rising Star. But I'll check, I'm not sure. But I
but
know
yeah,
she
shout out to Marissa Abella.
no, she was
Oh, she won the
amazing. Yes.
BAFTA. She won
BAFTA,
BAFTA.
yeah.
She
BAFTA
won a
TV
whole
award for
BAFTA.
best leading actress. It was such a big deal.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
Oh
she
she got
got
wow.
married. And then
that.
she got married. She got married.
Yes, we're congratulating Marissa Abella, and we have yet one of Yasmin's biggest fans. I don't think I've met a bigger Yasmin fan than Ore.
Oh
So
wow.
I
Yes.
want to say no, because people hate Yasmin. I
No, it's
hope you
actually
know that.
crazy. I know people hate Yasmin, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, guys, like, come on, let's laugh at the girl that put herself forward and make fun
I
of the
think
girl that put herself
people
out there creatively.
I think
Oh
people
my
don't like
god.
seeing naive and not sharp people. Especially
Yeah.
Nigerians, because Nigerians like to think they're so sharp, and then you're looking at someone that is like a mumu on screen, and then you're just like, get the fuck out of my face, you know?
Oh my god. Poor Yasmin.
I think she has obviously she's coming from into the finance world with her inherited social advantages, um, and she comes to realize very quickly that it doesn't mean shit, and she's someone that has grown up knowing, understanding that power, privilege insulates you, protects you from just things about from life, and she enters Pear Point with that mentality, and she soon realizes that okay, anxious right here, like my money doesn't mean shit, and time and time again she obviously tries to use that as a way to move across the system, a way to gain importance or to just leverage her position, but at the same time she's constantly shut down.
So the thing is, with Yasmin, I've had some minor irritations with her, but it's interesting. I felt a lot of pity for her as the show, because things happen to her a lot more than I think she does. Or maybe I'm one
Mm.
of the people that she's charming with her skill, but I feel like I have the feeling that things happen to her
I
way
will not
more.
be fooled.
Wow.
I will not be fooled.
But she's also really, she knows how to charm. She's a charmer.
I don't know. I feel like it's more about my aversion to people who I think should be smarter than they are. Like,
Mm.
Fair.
why is so naive? And I think it's part of the privilege, right? And then, which is
Yeah.
also what Harper finds irritating about her. Like, I mean, she's
How
getting
can you not
smarter, and we
know?
can see that. Yeah, exactly. Like, how can you not know? Like, this is what it is. So I think that's the frustration with Harper about her. But I think from season one, in season one, oh my god, she was terrible. But like with season two and now season three, she's getting more accustomed to how things work, and which is also why she made the decision she made at the end of season three. Like, okay, this is what it is, and this is what I need to do to actually survive, right? And then something about the last scene of Yasmin in season three, where she fired this girl who was molested by her dad, just made me think this girl is actually evil. And
She's
people
not.
keep
She's trying to run
Damn,
away
come
from.
on.
she
Evil
is
is a
evil.
come
Like,
on, she's
come
a
on, look at that
victim.
face. And she was like,
She's a
get rid of her.
victim.
And she
She's
was
a
like,
victim. And
get rid of her. And like, come on, you guys
she's
are
a
coming for
victim.
Harper. Look at this villain right here.
She was running
Like,
She's a
away from
victim because it's
from
showing you that
reminders of her dad.
her trauma is unresolved. She's not
Yeah.
healed. She's just safer by marrying
Hmm.
Henry. She's okay now, she's protected, but she's not healed. And it might be worth exploring that actually. I don't know if they might do that, explore like obviously I think they've
there's no need to explore. We know what her father did to her and just the depths of his abuse. But come on, it will be
To
wild to
be
just
to be
say that
explicit,
she's
did
evil
our
for.
father actually rape her?
I don't think so.
I
But
I
he
wouldn't
was
say
just
rape her,
weird.
but objectify. Like
Like,
there was
for
first of all,
example,
he
there was no reason for
objectified
him
her
to
a
have
lot
sex with her in her room. Like
in her
like
room.
that's literally such a
There
weird thing
was
to do.
there was also a time, I don't know, there was a time when she was speaking with Robert. I think she went to him after her father, when she was having, when in season 2, I think, I remember this was in season 2, after speaking with him, trying to get him to move their money to Pairpoint Asset
Hmm.
Management. And she tells Robert that I have always wanted him to like me. Like,
Yeah.
not like me, but presentationally speaking. Like, despite like he's groomed her,
He
not
literally
for,
said when he finds out she's sleeping with Maxim, he literally says, I've
yeah,
priced this into your relationship. And then Maxim is
yeah,
like, oh, surely you made a mistake because I was 10 years older than her. And
yeah. Like,
Yasmin was
he's
like, yeah, her father was
literally
weird.
done all. And even on the boat, when she mentioned the way you let your friends look at me, the way you let your friends
Yeah.
touch me, the way, like, there's so many, the relationship was very weird. He was not a good father, and he abused her, he groomed her.
So what do we see? We made an allusion to Yasmin and the trailer showing her with Mark and her marriage not being what she thought it was. Does anyone have any predictions or things they would like to see for Yasmin season coming aside from that?
I'll say, like I said earlier, I want to see married Yasmin, and
Mm-hmm.
how she navigates that. Also her relationship as a, I mean, she's always been a public figure, but a public figure in the actual sense, being a politician's wife and having to reckon with her use and what her value is. So we at the end of season 3, we see her have that really touching conversation with, I can't forget. I actually need to find out his name. Henry's uncle. I think it's Teddy or
Mm-hmm.
something.
No, it's
But yeah,
Sarah Norton, something Norton.
so yes, Norton, yes. So yeah, thank you. So she had that lovely conversation. So I would like to see what she does with that blessing, that validation. So yeah, that's how I want to see her in. She's so
Okay.
marriage,
So
yeah,
I
and
like that.
mm,
for me, I think first of all, as we all know, we're going to see that the marriage with Mark is not going to be some happily ever after marriage. It's going to
they
Mm-hmm.
looked
come with its own
smiling in that trailer though.
Yeah,
They
they
and
looked
then
did.
happy.
in the trailer, there's a scene where Mark has blood on his hands, and then she's trying to
Yeah.
like comfort him.
But that's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
saying. They look like they're
what
together.
went on there. Yes,
Yeah.
but then there's a scene of her getting fucked, and my
Really?
prediction is that is not Henry.
Okay. But I
Okay,
don't think they I
God
don't
forbid a woman has hobbies. Like, come
but
on.
Okay, always going to
I
support Yasmin
okay.
through
So
anything.
this
I
is the
think that's
thing.
what we've established on
I
here.
don't think they have the kind of relationship where that is a big deal. I might be wrong. But
Yeah,
I feel like they will
yeah,
have the kind of relationship where, she knows what she's getting from the marriage. He has his like
yeah. Like she
prim and
said it when she
proper
was proposing
wife.
to Henry. Like,
Yeah.
I want the world. Like, I want the best things. Like,
Yeah. So like I feel like they'll have the kind of marriage where, you know, that won't be the end of it. Or it won't be a
yeah.
big deal. Unless it's maybe Robert. Then Muck will lose his mind.
As
And I
long as
feel like
as
Muck
long as she's not pissing on someone else,
exactly.
I think
I
that's
feel
the
like
line.
Muck might actually be arrogant and insane enough where he actually just sees everybody as so beneath him that
Yeah, like he
he
said, I can
wouldn't
only
even
fuck down. Like,
it's like he might not even feel, oh, like, wow, you allowed Robert touch you? Okay.
yeah.
I'd be like, okay, if
I
that's
think
what
the
gets you
line for
off,
him
okay.
is pissing. If she peed on someone else, like, you're being
Yeah,
vulnerable with someone else. Like
exactly.
that's just you being vulnerable. Like, we're
Actually,
vulnerable with each other.
looking at Mock's character, I think that's his perspective. Like even if she sleeps with someone else, it's not going to affect his ego because you're like You decided to
It's like,
go
come
lower
on,
than
I can
Yeah.
me.
only fuck down.
And I
Who
think
else should he
he
fuck?
always
Hillary
knew.
Clinton, Kamala
Yeah,
Harris.
he always
Yeah.
knew what was happening with Yasmin. Like he knew. She literally told him while she was proposing and he was proposed that I fucked Robert last night. Not
Yeah,
last night,
literally.
today. She literally said to him. So yeah. And it wasn't even something they spoke about. They literally just moved past it like it didn't happen. But
I know there's a
okay,
section
guys.
of industry fans. One more thing. There's a
Well,
section of industry fans who wanted Rob and Harper to be a thing.
yeah, God forbid, man. Rob deserves better. Rob deserves better than anybody on industry. Please let him go away. Hell no. All right, people, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for sticking with us all the way till now. We are excited for season 4 and we're excited for that trailer to drop. The trailer is dropping in a couple days after this. No, the trailer will have dropped
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's
tomorrow. Oh,
dropping
fuck.
Monday. Yeah.
Guys, unfortunately, we're recording this before the trailer drops, so all these insights were from the teaser. We're excited for this show to come back, and we can't wait to discuss it with you guys. Come back on Popcorn for Dinner. We'll be covering the show weekly as the episodes are coming out. As soon as the episode airs, you have your coverage ready on your podcast feed. Thank you so much to our guests. Thank you, Emike. Thank you, Ore. Thank you, Victor. This is
Thank
so
you for
appreciated.
having me.
Thank
Hopefully
you
it's
to
not
the
the
listeners.
last time. It's
Fingers
definitely not the
crossed.
last time. You're
Thank you
hearing
guys
my
for my-
annoying voice again.
We'll see what
Thank you
Yasmin
guys
does.
for my
in the
podcast
process.
bro initiation.
Oh, this is your podcast debut.
Wow.
Happily.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you guys took his virginity? Or is that the right way to say it?
Oh God. But even then, though, it was like, let me fuck you one last time before I have to marry.
Come on now. Like, even I can, like, come on, surely you should be able to empathize with that. Like,
Me? Why me?
you should be able to understand.
Why
Understand
me?
what?